Okay, so this time around, I wasn't too sure on what to make for the video of the project, so I'm just going to do a walkthrough of my process book. So starting off with my concept statement, the point of the app was to streamline uh, the users' care for their plans, both through set schedules and reminders and information sharing. So my first persona that I made, his name is James Iris. He's a student with a love for plants, but little time to care for them. So he needs an app that will remind him when to water and feed his plant. Then for my second persona, I made a stay-at-home mom, Linda Esther. She just needs an app that will help her keep track of all of her plants. So these are my initial sketches. When I first started my research, I wanted to focus on the care of the plant, of course. So I started looking into what's the most like common types of care plant. That's your watering, your pruning, your repotting, and your fertilizing. So that's why I ended up making my main four icons about, with my main logo being a flower. These are my wireframes. We have when you first open the app, the profile, a plant profile, and then from here we go into the different menus and information sharing parts of the app. Up next, we have the flow chart. This is just how the app will work from the home page to a login page to the main menu, and then what will be from the main menu on. Tutorials and other screens that I added later on. And there are some that I ended up not adding, like these last ones. I ended up adding not a lot of them and just kept them more minimal with the ones up here, and whatever information I was going to add in these ones down here, I tried to add it somewhere in the previous screens. So now for some progress screenshots. This is basically how I started on Illustrator. This is a very basic rundown of just having the color background and then my icons and a few, the name of the app, which is Flory. And here I already had added my new icons. I realized pretty early on that I was going to need two new ones, so that's what I did. Here's another one, which is closer to the end. We've gotten rid of all the black boxes, and now we actually have more of a way to see how the app would flow. Now, here are the fonts that I use. I used the font called Courier New, the bold version, and the regular version of it. I use this bold version for like titles and headlines, and then the thinner version for more of the information part of the app. This is my color palette, mainly pink, and then black and white for like text um, for more minimal parts of the app. I wanted the main color palette to be pink, very pink. I love the color pink, so I wanted it to be pink. Okay, and then here are those two new icons. We have a recycling symbol in the heart shape representing composting. And then we have kind of like a sack, which is to represent like a soil bag. This is going to be used for the repotting screen, and this one for the fertilizing screen. Then here are my final screens. This is the final way the app is going to look like, starting off with the when you first open the app. It's this screen right here. This is our logo. It's just a pink flower, and the petals are a little kind of shaped like hearts. And then our name, Flory. And then we have our login page, starting off with a name. It can just be our first name. Then you log in with the phone number, password. Then you log in. And if you're new to our app, you can create an account here. Next, we have the user profile right here, James Iris. That's one of my personas. I made a little animated cartoonish profile for him, and I added 4 different plants that he might own: a Kaya lily, a marigold, a lily of valley, and a Christmas cactus. Then here's what will be the plant profiles, which will be these. This is what it would look like once you open one of them. Here is the Kaya Lily one. I decided to add the name, the scientific name, and what the flower represented. And then here are my main four icons: a watering can, a spray bottle, this for like the fertilizer, pruning shears, like handheld ones, and then a paw for repotting. And then these little arrows are just what takes you back to this screen. And then in this screen, the plus icon here will allow you to add more plant profiles. Back to the plant profile, clicking on the first icon, which is the watering can, it will pop up with this calendar, which will be the watering schedule. For this specific flower, it needs to be watered once a week, so I made it to be watered every Sunday. Okay, moving on to our next screens. We have the fertilizing screen. Feed your plant. We have a bit of information right at the top. Information sharing was the main part of this app. I feel like a lot of the reasons why people don't take good care of the plants is because they don't know how and they don't have the knowledge. So I'm hoping that this is a way that they could change that. We have chemical fertilizer. I didn't make a screen for this one, but this would just basically take you to like a shopping page that recommends you different kinds of fertilizer, chemical ones at least. And then we have the Let's Compost. I actually made a screen for this one, which is this one right here. It tells you a little bit about composting and why it's helpful, and how to compost or where to compost, and then what to compost. Things like food scraps, tree leaves, eggshells, things like that it could really help your plants. And lastly, we have our last two screens. We have the pruning one. It's just, again, a bit of information about why it's important to prune your plant and the things to look out for that you need to remove. And then lastly, we have our repotting screen. Again, a bit of information about why you need to repot your plants, and about choosing the pot and the soil. And that's it. Oh, hold on. That wasn't supposed to happen. Okay, edit that out. Okay, so that's it for my um, project. Those are all of my screens, and thank you.